The Chapter 4 ARG was just revealed with a big secret teaser and some ARG puzzles you don't want to miss, along with some new developer updates on the chapter, some possible updates to a Chapter 2 remaster, tons of upcoming and release merch, and much more. So starting off small, recently Poppy Playtime's Xbox port for Chapter 1 released on July 12th, basically just being the same game we've already had on PC and other consoles for quite a while now, except for one big change in the intro where originally the VHS was just a spliced version of a real commercial for another doll called Smarty Pants, and used generic factory footage of some random unnamed dolls. But now it's been updated in the Xbox version to include a fully revamped intro with a new speaker, and also has a few new shots of the factory where this time they are making Poppy dolls, which look horrifying. And speaking of Poppy Playtime ports, there's been a rumor going around for quite a while now about there supposedly being a Chapter 2 remaster coming at some point in the future. And after doing some research on this, a couple months ago in the developer podcast held on the Discord server with the developers, mob partner Tibbers had reported that one of the devs supposedly hinted that something was coming soon for Chapter 2, claiming that he didn't go too much into detail, but did say something was coming. So this could be an early tease that a Chapter 2 remaster is being worked on, but there's also rumors that this could be teasing Chapter 2 coming to consoles as well, since the same dev more recently, when asked about a Chapter 2 port releasing in the potential future, told us it would be coming soon before correcting himself with actually quite soon. So instead, this could all actually be teasing a Chapter 2 port coming soon as well, but I guess we'll see. But moving on to some Poppy merch, all of these Smiling Critter plushes have finally been revealed with the release of Kickin' Chicken, Picky Piggy, and Hoppy Hopscotch. But what's interesting about this collection is if we go to the Smiling Critters plush page, now at the bottom we could see a mysterious silhouette showing all of the Smiling Critters designs saying coming soon. Now at first I just assumed this was going to be a bundle that sold all of these Smiling Critters. However, the manufacturers of these plushes have came out and said that's not what it's for, and it's specifically going to be a new kind of merch. So that'll be interesting to see, and I guess we'll just have to stay tuned. But outside of these Smiling Critters, it seems like there is a ton more coming down the pipeline as well, since at the turn of the month, the devs launched a brand new survey offering users 20% off for answering a few questions and giving feedback on the merchandise, where they give us some pretty interesting hints into what could be releasing in the future. As first, they ask users what kind of apparel people would like to see from them, listing all kinds of merch from t-shirts, tank tops, bomb jackets, even cosplay, because who wouldn't want to dress up like Sir Poops a lot? And then they ask what kind of accessories we would want to see, bringing up potential plushes, high-end collectible figures, trading cards, jewelry, backpacks, and more. And this is extremely interesting because while none of this is being produced, depending on how this survey goes, the devs are clearly interested in creating all sorts of new merch, some of which actually sounds pretty cool, like them making trading cards or especially high-end collectible figures. In the next section, they ask about other merch like wall decals, posters, bedding, which would be interesting, and even more new stuff, again suggesting they are interested in creating all types of merch depending on the survey. So it seems like there's a lot of cool merch ideas here, which I'm always open to as long as they don't overdo it, something they've definitely done in the past. Plus, we also got an update from YouTube's, who at the start of the year teased some Smiling Critter plushies of Crafty Corn, Dog Day, and Catnap that honestly didn't really look all that great. But in an AMA held last month, they confirmed that the Smiling Critter plushies were approved for production and will probably release within 1 to 2 months as of June 10th, so probably closer to a month from now. And with how long it's been since these were teased, there's a good chance they were changed or remastered, since YouTubes will adjust their designs if fans don't like them, and that could explain this delay. They also said there are more plans to do other figures and plushies in the future, so hopefully Sweet Sheep is coming soon. Next up, we might have just gotten a big Chapter 4 dev update, as a couple weeks ago, the devs tweeted out publicly saying they were holding a public casting call asking voice actors to join the team for upcoming projects. Now, they never specify exactly what they are working on here, but we already know they are well into development with Chapter 4, according to some older Discord messages from the CEO and interviews that are months old at this point, along with multiple other games not in the Poppy franchise. In fact, going over to their LinkedIn page where they hire new talent, they are still hiring programmers who they list just as working on both Poppy Playtime and other games. So it's possible this call could be for some upcoming characters in Chapter 4, especially since in my recent interview with the CEO Zach, he already confirmed that there were multiple new villains coming in the game that are probably already created. So that's what this call could be for, or maybe for some other games, but comment down below what you think. But moving on to the biggest story we've gotten in a while, Chapter 4 got some big teasers and even seemingly the start of an ARG. As recently, a small little video was released by Mob Entertainment meant to go over the story of Chapter 1 told by Harley Sawyer the Doctor, giving us a super cool cinematic and retelling of everything that's happened so far, which I plan on fully breaking down and theorizing about in another video because there's a lot of theory bait that I'm definitely taking here. But for now, let's focus on the Chapter 4 ARG clues inside of this video. So skipping throughout the video, the most important part lies midway through the recap, where for a brief moment we could see it quickly glitch through a bunch of images where a small sequence of messages and numbers show up inside, being IV, ARG, the phrase "let the game begin," and a bunch of random gibberish at the end. Now, taking the first few individual letters and words, the IV seems to be Roman numerals for 4, and the other 3 letters spell out ARG, which when all put together reads the sentence, "For ARG, let the game begin." Obviously referencing Chapter 4, and seemingly this message is trying to tell us that this is the start of a brand new Chapter 4 ARG, presumably being the precursor to the release of the next game, which is incredibly exciting because now, like the Chapter 3 ARG and others held in the past, we can expect to start getting a ton of teasers and secrets revealed about the next game early. And we might have actually already gotten our first teaser in this said ARG. As following this message, we also got this bunch of confusing gibberish here, but what could this mean? Well, judged from the text looking like a bunch of gibberish with no meaning, this appears to be some kind of a cipher, or an encrypted phrase hidden in what appears to be random text to the naked eye, indicated by the equal sign at the end of the message, something used in what is called a base 32 cipher, an encryption method that uses 32 characters from A to Z and 2 to 7 with according 5-digit binary codes for each character to hide secret messages like this in plain sight, where a simple message is taken, take sheep for example, is spelled out into its binary form letter by letter, S's binary being 01010011 and so on. Combine all the binaries, split them into groups of 5 numbers, padding with zeros at the end if it doesn't evenly split by 5, then use the base 32 alphabet to assign each group a letter. The first group for sheep being 01010, which the base 32 alphabet defines as the letter K, then do the rest adding an equal sign at the end if the characters are not divisible by 8, giving us an encrypted phrase. And when doing this in reverse to this big glob of text, which thankfully you can just use software to do automatically, we get the message, "On felted feet and with bated breath, sleep draws ever near," which seems to be a cryptic tease into something or somebody related to Chapter 4, specifically some kind of character with felted feet and something relating to do with sleep, whatever that means. Obviously, I doubt the Chapter 4 main antagonist is going to be some kind of sleep monster because Catnap's already there for that. But it's very interesting that they chose this specific line of text as our first reveal and look into Chapter 4. Now, what does this mean and what character could this be talking about? Well, I'm not exactly sure. Again, I'm working on an entire theory all about this video. But comment down below your thoughts, and while you wait, check out this interview I did with the CEO where he talks a ton about Chapter 4 and the future of the game.